So, Stephen Thompson versus Joaquin Buckley is the one fight in the prelims on UFC 307 that I really wanted to talk about. Now, at first, I was like, why are we not seeing Stephen Thompson versus Michael Venom Page? This is criminal. This shouldn't happen. But now I'm looking at it now, objectively. Now that I saw what Michael Venom Page was doing to Ian Machado Gary, even though he ultimately lost that fight, he made Ian Gary go for the ground game. He made someone who's primarily a kickboxer go for the jiu-jitsu. So if you don't think that that says that Michael Venom Page is anywhere remotely belonging near the top in the welterweight in the current UFC, you're wrong. Michael Venom Page is a lot deadlier than people want to give him credit for. Do I think he touches the gold? I don't think so. But I do think that he is going to be like top 5 status if he allows himself to and if he pushes it, because I know he's not the youngest guy on the roster right now. So moving on from that, though, I think the winner of this fight, Joaquin Buckley or Stephen Thompson, is going to be there. But he's going to be the winner of this fight is going to be the one that's going to be facing Michael Venom Page. Early morning, starting out the day by making a video. So I still got a case of the AMs going for me. But let's look at the records. Joaquin has been super active, trying to get some momentum in the welterweight, and he's done good. It's usually all gone decision. The only actual spectacular finish he really had was against Vicente Luque, who even then it was like Vicente Luque, he kind of seemed like he was still hanging in there a bit, even with that brain injury. So with Joaquin Buckley, it's like, how far do I think he really realistically makes it in welterweight? It's anyone's guess. Hard to say. I don't know exactly where that goes. But then let's look at Stephen Thompson. Yeah, he beat Kevin Holland, who beat Joaquin Buckley. He beat Jeff Neal. But then when it comes to the top guys, Bilal Muhammad, Gilbert Burns, Shavkat, right? I don't even want to try to pronounce that name this early in the morning because I'm going to butcher that. And Shavkat deserves more respect than that. But let's go with Stephen Thompson and how he's doing. Those top dudes have been dispatching Stephen Thompson, and he just got submitted, in the second round by Shavkat, and that was the first time he's ever been taken out like that. So is it a sign of old age on Stephen's part? Maybe. I mean, is the old age going to be enough to stop him from keeping Joaquin Buckley from the thing or from getting up in the rankings? I don't know. I think that this fight is going to be very telling on where Stephen Thompson goes, because if he still has any bit of tread left in the tires, this fight should be easy for him, right? It should be a decision. But if it's a hard fight, if it's a close fight, if Joaquin beats him, then guess what? I think that it's time for Stephen Thompson to start thinking about his future. He's been here for a while, and is it time for this generation to finally keep closing those final pages, because we're seeing it. The generations of this fight game are changing rapidly. Having said that, though, I think that the winner of this fight does definitely fight Michael Venom Page. Michael Page probably beats both of these guys. Let's be real. Because, like I said, after seeing that Gary fight, Michael Page just kind of showed that, he's pretty good to even where top 5 guys have to take weird routes just to edge out that decision. And even then, it's arguable that Michael Venom Page actually beat Ian Gary. That was a very interesting fight and very telling of who's who in the division. So, yeah, I think that this is just going to be a timestamp in the welterweight division, which is good because welterweight is one of the stalest divisions, and we don't see it get a whole lot of publicity anymore like it usually does. It just kind of seems like one of the most boring, but we're finding some excitement in the lower echelons of these divisions. However, I do have to pick now, who do I think is going to win this one? I think that Stephen Thompson is probably going to get a decision win on this. I think it goes the distance. It's going to be a tough thing to call, just based on the time and everything like that. I'm doing MMA math in my head, but I really feel like Stephen Thompson could probably get one more win before he steps up to face MVP and then has to close the book one more time. However, I'm not saying Joaquin can't win this one. It's just I haven't seen him beat anyone besides Vicente Luque in any sort of fashion that says yes, or his striking has shown that he's going to finesse Steven into moving his head a certain way and catch him. I think Steven's a little still more defensively sound than we like to give him credit for. So, yeah, no, I'm going to have Steven Thompson, definitely he's going to be taking his time with this fight. He's not going to be as aggressive, but I still think that, he's going to come out on top on this one. But you know what? If I'm wrong on this prediction, which honestly, the past couple of cards, I have had terrible picks, especially with UFC Noche. I think that it's time for Stephen Thompson to start hanging it up. But that's my thoughts on this. On to the next.